Have you ever heard of a story that doesn't add up? A man who seems ordinary, a teacher, a father, a husband. But beneath it all lies something darker.
This isn't just a story about crime, it's about transformation. How one decision can shatter the line between good and evil.
Our subject, Walter Hartwell White, high school chemistry teacher, husband to Skylar White, father of 2, diagnosed with terminal lung cancer.
But when life backed him into a corner, he didn't just fight back. He built an empire.
An empire of blue meth, a legacy of destruction. This is the rise and fall of Heisenberg.
It started small, a teacher's salary, hospital bills, and a ticking clock. Walter White was running out of time and money.
Then came the opportunity, a chance encounter with a former student, Jesse Pinkman, a small-time meth cook barely scraping by.
Walter knew chemistry. Jesse knew the streets. Together, they made a product unlike anything anyone had ever seen. Pure, blue, and potent.
At first, it was about providing for his family. Walter told himself it was temporary, just enough to leave behind something after he was gone.
But power changes people, and Heisenberg was born. The name Walter chose to hide behind, a name that soon became a legend in the drug world.
They cooked in RVs out in the desert, always one step ahead of the law. Walter wasn't just making money, he was making history.
With every batch, the legend of Heisenberg grew. Dealers wanted his product, cartels wanted his formula.
Walter and Jesse found themselves working under Gustavo Fring, the calm, calculated businessman who ran Los Polos Hermanos.
To the public, Gus was a philanthropist. Behind closed doors, he was one of the most powerful drug lords in the Southwest.
For a while, it worked. Walter had money, respect, and a secret life that gave him something he had never had before: control.
But partnership built on lies won't last. Walter grew paranoid. Gus saw him as a liability, a teacher in over his head.
So Walter did what Heisenberg always did. He outsmarted everyone. He planned, plotted, and struck first.
He killed Gus Fring in one of the most calculated assassinations in Albuquerque underworld had ever seen.
That day, Heisenberg didn't just survive, he won.
But victory has a price, and Heisenberg was about to pay it.
After Gus was gone, Walter became the king. The empire was his. He had the money, the reputation, the power.
But something changed. He stopped cooking for his family. He started cooking for himself, for his pride.
Jesse saw it, Skylar saw it, even Hank, Walter's brother-in-law and DEA agent, started to suspect.
Heisenberg's double life began to crack. The lies were too heavy, the bodies too many.
When Hank discovered the truth, that the man he'd been hunting was sitting across the dinner table all along, the game was over.
Walter's empire collapsed. His money scattered. His family broken.
The teacher who started with good intentions had become a monster, a man consumed by his own legend.
He went into hiding, watching the news from a cabin in the mountains. His empire reduced to memory.
But Heisenberg wasn't done. Not yet.
Months later, Walter White returned to Albuquerque, a ghost of his former self.
He knew there was only one thing left to do: tie up the loose ends.
He freed Jesse and eliminated the men who had betrayed him.
And in his final moments, surrounded by the very lab equipment that started it all, Walter smiled.
He wasn't running anymore. He wasn't hiding. He was home, in the empire he built and destroyed.
When police found him, Heisenberg was not. Only Walter White remained.
Walter White's story isn't about drugs. It's about choices. About how far someone will go when they think they're out of options.
He started with desperation, he ended with power, and somewhere in between, he lost himself.
Some, he's a villain. To others, a tragic hero. But one thing is certain, Heisenberg left his mark.
A man who wanted to provide for his family ended up destroying it.
Not even years later, one question remains. Was Walter White always destined to break bad?
This has been the rise and fall of Heisenberg.
A story of science, sin, and the slippery slope of ambition.
Because sometimes the most dangerous chemical reaction
Isn't in the lab.
It's in the human heart.
Was that good water, Titus? Was that real good water?
Ready to go to 9/11. 2 a.m. sharp. Get ready.
Hello. Hello.